Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that trips up so many English learners, the past tense. I know, it seems like there are so many rules and exceptions. But trust me, by the end of this video, you'll feel much more confident using them correctly. We're going to break it all down, from the simple past to the past perfect continuous, with clear examples and easy-to-remember tips. So grab a notebook, get comfortable, and let's master the past tense together. First up, the foundation of all past tenses, the simple past. This is the one you probably learned first, and it's the most common. We use it to talk about actions that started and finished at a specific time in the past. Think of it as a snapshot of a completed event. For example, I walked my dog this morning. The action, walking the dog, is completely finished. Or, she visited Paris in 2019. The trip is over. The key here is that the time is either stated, like this morning or in 2019, or it's clearly understood from the context of the conversation. Now, how do we form the simple past? For most verbs, our regular verbs, it's super easy. You just add ed to the end of the base verb. Walk becomes walked, play becomes played, talk becomes talked. Simple, right? But English loves its exceptions, and this is where irregular verbs come in. These are the rebels that don't follow the ed rule. For instance, the past tense of go isn't goed, it's went. The past of eat is ate, not eated, and see becomes thaw. Unfortunately, there's no magic formula for these. You just have to memorize them. A great way to do this is to learn them in groups. For example, sing, sang, sung. Ring, rang, rung, or buy, bought, think, thought. Making flashcards or using a language app can really help you nail these down. Let's move on to our next tense, the past continuous, also known as the past progressive. This tense is all about setting the scene. It describes an action that was in progress at a specific moment in the past. Imagine you're painting a picture of what was happening. The formula is was or were plus the verb ending in ing. For example, last night at 8 p.m., I was watching a movie. You're not just saying you watched a movie. You're highlighting that the action was ongoing at that specific time. One of the most useful ways to use the past continuous is to show an ongoing action that was interrupted by another, shorter action. The ongoing action uses the past continuous, and the interrupting action uses the simple past. For example, I was cooking dinner when the phone rang. See how that works. Cooking dinner was the long, ongoing activity. The phone rang was the short interruption. Here's another one. They were playing soccer when it started to rain. The soccer game was in progress, and the rain was the event that interrupted it. This structure is fantastic for storytelling and making your English sound more dynamic and natural. So, to recap quickly, simple past is for completed actions, like a snapshot. Past continuous is for ongoing actions in the past, like a video clip. Got it? Great! Now, let's get a bit more complex and bring in the past perfect. Don't let the name intimidate you. The past perfect is actually very logical. We use it to talk about an action that happened before another action in the past. It's the past of the past. Think of it like a timeline. You have to past events, and the past perfect helps you clarify which one came first. The structure is had plus the past participle of the verb. Remember those irregular verbs we talked about? The past participle is often the third form, like gone, eaten, or seen. For regular verbs, it's just the ed form. Let's look at an example. When I arrived at the station, the train had already left. There are two past actions here. I arrived, and the train left. Which happened first? The train leaving. So we use the past perfect for that one. The train had left. It makes the sequence of events crystal clear. Here's another example. She couldn't buy the dress because she had forgotten her wallet. First, she forgot her wallet. Second, she couldn't buy the dress. Using the past perfect had forgotten shows that the forgetting part happened earlier and was the reason for the later event. It's an incredibly useful tense for explaining cause and effect in the past. Now for our final and most advanced tense today, the past perfect continuous. This one combines the ideas of the past perfect and the past continuous. We use it to talk about an action that was ongoing for a period of time before another event in the past. It emphasizes the duration of the activity. The formula is had been plus the verb ending in ing. For example, I had been waiting for 2 hours before the bus finally arrived. This tells us two things. The waiting happened before the bus arrived, and the waiting was a continuous action that lasted for a specific duration 2 hours. It really emphasizes the long wait. Another example, his eyes were red because he had been crying. The crying was a continuous action that happened before we saw his red eyes, and it's the reason his eyes were red. This tense is perfect for showing the cause of a past situation, especially when that cause was an ongoing action. So let's put it all together. Imagine a story. Yesterday, I went to my friend's house. When I arrived, he was cooking. He was happy to see me because he hadn't seen anyone all day. He explained that he had been cleaning his apartment since morning, which was why he looked so tired. Let's break that down. I went and I arrived are simple past completed actions. He was cooking is past continuous. It was in progress when I arrived. He hadn't seen anyone is past perfect that's happened before I arrived. And he had been cleaning is past perfect continuous. This was the ongoing action before I got there that explained why he was tired. See how all four tenses work together to tell a clear and detailed story? It's like having four different tools to paint a complete picture of the past. So, how can you practice this? My number one tip is to start telling stories. Think about your day yesterday. What did you do? What was happening around you? Try to use all four tenses. For example, yesterday, I went to a cafe. I ordered a coffee. A woman was reading a book at the table next to me. I noticed she had already finished her drink. She had probably been sitting there for a while. Practice like this every day, and it will start to feel natural. Reading is also a fantastic tool. Pay attention to how authors use these tenses when you're reading a book or an article in English. Notice how they establish timelines and create a scene. That was a lot of information, I know, but don't feel overwhelmed. The key is to start with the basics, simple past and past continuous, and get really comfortable with them. Once you've mastered those, moving on to the perfect tenses will be much easier. Remember, every master was once a beginner. The goal is progress, not perfection. Making mistakes is a natural part of learning, so don't be afraid to try these out in your own speaking and writing. Thank you so much for joining me today to tackle the English past tenses. I hope this breakdown was helpful and made things a little clearer for you. If you have any questions, or if you want to try writing a sentence using one of these tenses, please drop it in the comments below. I love reading them and will do my best to reply. If you found this video useful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more English lessons. See you in the next video. Bye for now.